In my first tiny book, there are mistakes. There are inconsistencies of various kinds. There are some typos. There are words in italics that shouldn't be in italics, and other little problems. Now, if I want, I could upload a new manuscript. I could fix those mistakes because I know where they are, upload a new manuscript, and distribute a much better book, a less embarrassing book. But I don't want to do that. Also, the book cover. I designed the book cover entirely by myself using Canva. In a couple of clicks, really. This is the book cover. You might have seen it before. It's not professionally designed. This is just me playing around with Canva and coming up with this. As someone said in a comment in one of my blog posts, this person said, well, your book cover looks like it's been done by yourself using Microsoft Word. And I agree, except that I did it with Canva. But I agree. When I look at it, it's clear. It's clear it's not professionally done. If I want, I could now hire a book cover designer, a specialist, who can design, who can give my book a better face, a better look. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. Why? Because this product that I made 2 years ago reflects who I was 2 years ago, the creator, the creative, the writer that I was 2 years ago. I was a writer who thought that didn't need proofreaders, that proofreaders weren't that important. I could just check, I could just send my book to various people and tell them to check for mistakes. Don't need to hire a proofreader. This is what I thought 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I thought that book cover designers were optional. Like, you don't need one. You can just do it by yourself. Use your creativity and do it by yourself. This was me 2 years ago, and my creation reflects all this. The content also reflects who I was 2 years ago. Writing and creating, this is to tell you that writing and creating is a snapshot, a snapshot of who we are in this moment, in this very moment. I got this idea from my university tutor. I was writing my master's dissertation in 2024. I was writing this master's dissertation, a big academic piece, 15,000 words, and I was writing about, there was this section called literature review, where I had to review all the literature around the research that I was doing. So I had to read academic papers related to my field of study. I had to read books, and I had to pull all that information into a 4,000-word section. A few months after writing that section, I realized that it was already old. It was already kind of obsolete because new studies had come out, new insights had come out, and I said to my tutor, I feel that my research here, I'm basing my research, my study for this academic piece on old findings. Like, there are already new findings, there are already new studies, and I'm basing what I'm doing on findings from months ago. So I'm not sure if this is correct. I'm not sure if I'm doing I'm producing a good piece of research here. What my tutor said, it's what kind of woke me up. Like, he said, don't worry about it, because your dissertation, what you're writing now, is just a picture, a photo of the situation as you are examining it, as you are studying it. And this was kind of, wow, okay. So what I'm putting down here on paper is just a photograph of the situation, a photograph of what I learned about all this. And this applies to all writing, I think. And it's liberating. I feel it's liberating. Why? I wrote about it in my newsletter, and I want to read that passage because I think it's expressed quite clearly. I say this. When we see the book we're writing like a snapshot of who we are in the here and now, we no longer worry if what we're writing today might no longer be relevant tomorrow. We don't get frustrated if how we write today is not how we wish we could write. We stop worrying about making an argument that's the opposite of the one we made last year. Instead, we accept our creations, ideas, and skills as they are today, not as they should have been or as we would like them to be. So when I look at this, when I look at my first tiny book, I'm like, I've evolved. I've learned. The more embarrassed you feel about your past creations, about your past writing, about whatever you published in the past, or whatever you said that you feel it's totally wrong, the more embarrassed you feel about that, well, the more you've evolved, the more you've learned. It shows, it's evidence of that. And so we shouldn't worry about anything now. We can just worry about putting down the words, and it doesn't matter if tomorrow you don't agree with those words. It doesn't matter if this book cover, your book cover, is cringeworthy. It doesn't matter, because this is, if you do it with honesty, you will produce something that feels honest, that reflects who you were in that moment. And then the rest doesn't matter. The rest doesn't matter. Thank you for listening. Tiny Book Author is out, professionally designed this time. I think we can tell. I didn't make this book cover. I hired a book cover designer. I hired a proofreader as well, because now I've changed. And if you want to read it, it's on Amazon. Get your copy on Amazon. Tiny Book Author, there's a tiny book in you waiting to be written. Thank you a lot. Thanks a lot. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're a writer and you want to improve your writing, or you want to keep improving your writing, consider joining my private email list, Better Writers. I send one short email every week. I share tips, insights, things that I learn, book recommendations to help you do one thing only: become a better writer. The link is in the show notes or in the description of this video. Thank you for listening once again. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.